Whoa, she's not wearing ears. You know what that means? This is a Universal video. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Maddie, and here we like to talk about all things Disney and Universal. Now, I'm a frequent at the Universal Studios parks, so there are some things that I skip when I go because I've done them before and I just don't need to do them again. So this is gonna be 5 things that I skip every time I go to Universal Studios Orlando. Now, sometimes I do ride these rides, like if the park is really dead and I've just like ridden everything that I've wanted to ride already. But if I'm going and I know I'm only gonna be there for a certain amount of time, here are things that I skip. So my number 5 thing that I usually skip when I go is the 1 fish, 2 fish, red fish, blue fish ride at Islands of Adventure. This ride opened up on May 28th, 1999. This ride is located in the Seuss Landing section of Islands of Adventure. It kind of is just like Dumbo, where there's like the middle thing with the fish on sticks like coming out from it, and you go in circles and you go up and down and you get sprayed at. It is super fun and I do enjoy the ride, but because it's kind of like Dumbo and I've done it before, I usually don't ride it. All right, my number 4 thing that I usually skip when I go to Universal Studios Orlando is the kiddie area at the Universal Studios Park, which is, I guess, themed the Woody Woodpecker area. Now, the main reason why I skip this area is because it is themed towards younger kids. And because I started going to Universal Studios more as like a teenager, I never really went there. It's also kind of like a water area, and I don't really do like the water areas in the parks. So I skip this. Other things that you can find there are the Barney live show, the Animal Actors on Location show. There's the Woody Woodpecker coaster, and there also used to be kind of like a Curious George water playground. The area looks really cool, but I just don't ever go back there. Alright guys, the next thing that I usually don't do when I go to Universal Studios Orlando is the Shrek 4D ride. Now, this is a 4D film that can be found in the front of the park at Universal Studios Orlando. It opened up on June 12th, 2003. It takes place directly after the very first Shrek film, and the spirit of Lord Farquaad tries to kidnap Princess Fiona. So it's interesting. The show is really fun and I do enjoy it, but because I grew up during like the Shrek time, like all the Shrek movies were coming out, I just got really kind of like annoyed with Shrek. Like, I don't watch the movies anymore because I watched them so much as a kid. It is nice to go in there and like do the ride during a really hot day because it is air conditioned, but it's not something that I do every time I go, so I usually skip it. Alright guys, moving on to my number 2 thing that I usually don't do when I go to Universal is the Despicable Me Minions Mayhem 4D ride. Now, I don't hate the Minions. I actually love Despicable Me, and I think they're some of the cutest movies ever, but just like Shrek 4D, it's not something that I do very often just because there's other things that I want to do more than this ride. But it is a super fun ride. So it opened up on July 2nd of 2012, and just like the original ride that used to be there, the Nicktoon Blast, you sit, there's like a bunch of rows of these like little cars, and you sit with 3D glasses on and like a thing plays on the screen. And it is super cute and I love it a lot, but it's just, it takes up time from things that I could otherwise be doing. So I usually don't do it unless the park is dead. Alright guys, my number 1 top thing that I usually don't do when I go to Universal is the Simpsons ride. I'm realizing now that a lot of the rides that I don't do are the 3D simulator rides. I don't know why that is, but I don't really ride this ride. I was never really a fan of The Simpsons, so the whole area itself just kind of doesn't appeal to me because I never watched the show, so like I know who the characters are, but I don't really watch it. And I am pretty sad that they got rid of Back to the Future, so for a while I was kind of like protesting. I have ridden the ride before, but it is something that I usually skip when I go, just Once again, because there's other things that I want to do more than this ride. Alright guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. I'm just letting you know that just because I don't ride these rides doesn't mean that you guys shouldn't. Everyone that goes to Universal should ride all of the rides, especially if it's your first time. But because I'm a frequent, these are just things that I kind of skip over because I've done them before and there's other things I want to do. So I'm not dissuading you from riding these rides. Please, please, please go ride these rides. Once again, thank you so much for watching my videos. And as always, have a magical day. Bye.